As of this week, a new icon rises over Orange County. The California grizzly bear now joins Sleeping Beauty's castle. This week, after 45 years, Disney has something new, the California Adventure. I'm Roger Cooper. Welcome to a special edition of OCN's Prime Story on Location.
With in-depth reports and analysis on the stories that are making headlines in your community, this is Orange County Prime Story.
The Matterhorn, the monorail, all the parts of Disneyland we've been used to these years have been joined by the new neighbor. The neighbor big is all of California. This tour of California includes the wine country, the grapes of the Napa Valley reproduced right here in Orange County. This mini tour of the Golden State brings you to Cannery Row and Monterey Bay. And like Hollywood, Orange County now has its own back lot where the sky is always blue. John McClintock is among the Disney people who've worked years to make this day happen. He joined us for a conversation. California Adventure is here. Take me back. When did it start? Who had the idea when?
Well, in all honesty, the understanding that we had to add to the Disneyland Resort to keep it a going, exciting, vital concern is probably 2 decades old. And the planning to add an actual second theme park really started to come to fruition almost 10 years ago when we announced the so-called Westcott 2000 project. That actual concept eventually was abandoned as we looked for other ideas that we thought might be more viable. And it was probably 5 years ago that we settled on the California Adventure concept and really decided to run with it. Suddenly we had an idea that everybody in the company, all the way up to Michael Eisner, was really excited about developing. So over a period of 5 years, they developed the attractions. They developed actually probably dozens of attractions, discarding some, adding others, and then broke ground for it a little over 2 years ago. So everything that we're sitting in right here, from the California Zephyr over my right shoulder to the Sun Plaza over my left shoulder and the Golden Gate Bridge behind us, all came into being physically within the last couple of years.
And it's almost finished.
It is almost finished, yes. In fact, it is, for all intents and purposes, ready to go.
What is this going to mean to Orange County? Disneyland has been a major player in Orange County for all these many years. What's this going to be? Well,
of course, as I think everybody knows by now, the first and most obvious thing is that we've created 8,000 to 9,000 jobs just for the Walt Disney Company, that we have a whole second theme park, that we have a third hotel, that we have some shops in downtown Disney, and that doesn't even count the shops, which is the majority, that are not run by Disney in downtown Disney. So in terms of what it's going to do for the economy, I think both directly and indirectly, the impact is going to be tremendous. As far as creating a resort area, a place where it's not just a theme park and a hotel and a convention center, which it was as recently as a year ago. I think the development of the Disneyland Resort, adding Disney's California Adventure and Disney's Grand Californian Hotel and downtown Disney, is going to create a place where people who originally spent a day or two visiting Disneyland are now going to want to spend 3, 4, 5 days with the same vacation.
Give me a feel for what's been pulled off here. There are always great dreams people have, but the Imagineers have to pull them off. What's the most spectacular thing that's been done here?
Well, apart from the creation, A, of a brand new theme park, and B, of a unifying theme for the entire resort, so that you can actually park your car at the Disneyland Hotel, walk through downtown Disney, go into the parks, and never pick up your car again for several days, so that it's really here. But beyond that, probably the biggest individual things that we pulled off here in Disney's California Adventure are, everybody talks about soaring over California. I almost don't even need to mention it anymore. It is a one-of-a-kind attraction here in the park. It is the most exceptional and unusual thing we do, and it is, for people who haven't heard about it, a hang gliding simulation that suspends you over a gigantic movie so big that you can barely see the edges of the screen. You can't see it if you're in certain places, so that you're flying over these great California landscapes. We have a film that actually sets the tone for the park, a separate film called Golden Dreams, narrated and hosted by Whoopi Goldberg, that talks about the history and the diversity of this state, and in a way gives you an understanding of why we decided to build a theme park on this theme. And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that when you go into the Hollywood Pictures backlot area of Disney's California Adventure, you find this really sensational interactive animation exhibit that has shows, has games you can play, is about an hour-plus experience that tells you all about Disney animation. Excuse me.
You're getting choked up over this place.
Yes, exactly.
I don't think I've ever seen a Ferris wheel that went underwater.
Well, of course, that's somewhat an illusion, but isn't it a great illusion? Yes.
First time I looked, I thought it's sort of a pit down there.
It's really amazing, yes, if you're watching it from across the water, which is where most of our guests will see it. Yes, the illusion is that you have a giant Ferris wheel that is actually bringing people underwater.
This is kind of a different park. There are little hidden things that you may not call a major attraction, but you can watch tortillas being made. You can see a winery going.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that's going to make it appealing, particularly to families with kids, because if you were ever a kid and went on a tour of a chocolate factory or a crayon factory or whatever, you know that there's a special fascination in seeing how things are made. And Michael Eisner actually is a great supporter of that idea that we should have things here because it is a California park that would show how characteristic California items like sourdough French bread, tortillas, wine, of course, because it is California, and that's unusual for Disney Park. Fortune cookies, which are more indigenous to California than they are to the Orient, that you could actually see how these things are made.
Do you envision an age range for this park as opposed to Disneyland's? Or?
It's my personal opinion, and probably different people would tell you different things, that this park will skew slightly older. It is less of a fantasy park. It doesn't have the sort of Fantasyland, Toontown elements that you find in Disneyland. On the other hand, there's plenty for young children to do. There's a Redwood Creek Challenge Trail in the Golden State. There's a whole series of kid-oriented rides in the Paradise Pier area. There's the animation section and the Muppets in Hollywood Pictures backlot. But I think that this park is maybe a little more real, possibly a little more sophisticated than Disneyland.
You ever wonder if you get all this together in one day? I mean, by this date deadline here, it's a whole lot done here, right?
You know, if you'd asked me 2 months ago, I think I might have been slightly skeptical. But the wonderful thing about it is that once we started bringing sort of experimental guests into the park, right after the first of the year, it became apparent that everything really did work.
There really is now Disney's California
that's
Adventure.
Right,
John,
yes.
Thank you for telling us about it, and we look forward to exploring your place.
Well, I'm glad to be here, and I hope everybody in Orange County will come explore with us.
Thanks again, John.
Thank you.
Prime Story will continue on location with Disney's California Adventure. Stay with us.
It's where.
Welcome back to Prime Story on location. A major draw at California Adventure is expected to be Disney's super smooth, super powerful roller coaster. California Adventure needs a great adventure. This one is called California Dreaming. From a wild ride to a wild imagination, the kind possessed by a Disney Imagineer.
Imagineering is responsible for all of the design and installation, construction, production, and my role was to lead the team that took the concepts that the creative folks came up with and figure out how to put it into reality.
What's the hardest thing they wanted you to do that you had to pull off?
Oh boy, there were a few. One of them was trying to make waves, for example, down in the lagoon in Paradise Pier. Another one would be trying to figure out how we simulate hang gliding, make you feel like you're hang gliding and soaring over California. And when you're flying over the citrus groves or over the ocean, not only seeing it, but smelling it, feeling it. And
you incorporated IMAX.
we use, at Imagineering, at times we use technologies that we've developed, and other times we use technologies that are out there in the marketplace. This particular attraction does use an IMAX projector, but what we did was inverted it in a different way. Most theaters that IMAX has equipment in, you're seated in seats looking up. We turned the whole thing around, and you're sitting in seats flying over the projection screen, so you're looking down, forward and down. So that had its own challenges.
What's the thing, if you were coming here, you as just an average citizen would want to see most from an engineer's point of view?
From an engineer's point of view, well, soaring over California is my favorite. I will tell you, a lot of them, they're all great shows, and I love them all. But soaring over California, because I can fly, which a lot of people don't fly, is, I think, the most fun for me personally. But
Disneyland's been here 45 years or so. What could you do today they were not able to do back then when they started out?
Well, when Disneyland first started, we didn't even have audio and electronics. Of course, over the years, we've built many shows with audio and electronics, done all kinds of different types of shows. We probably we push it in a lot of different areas. If you go see Tough to Be a Bug, you're not just sitting in a theater. You're sitting inside of a cave, completely surrounded by rockwork and bugs. While you're sitting in your seat, things will happen under your seat, behind your seat. It's a pretty interactive show. We didn't do that years ago.
But you're doing it now. You're the guy who made the sunbeam.
Well, there's the example over here, the sun icon. Was a challenge for us. We wanted it illuminated during the daytime. It faces north. The sun is to our south. So we went around and we played with a lot of different technologies. We ultimately found an off-the-shelf technology that tracks the sun for solar collector units and things like that. And we built mirrors and designed a system that actually is reflecting the sunlight onto our big sun icon there.
You wouldn't recommend getting at the focal point of those beams, would you?
No. As a matter of fact, when the gentlemen were working on the thing, we had to make sure it wasn't focused on the sun icon.
Stephen, is this fun as an engineer to work? Other people build boilers. You build this.
Well, I've worked for Walt Disney Imagineering almost 30 years, and I can't think of a more interesting, challenging, but fun job anywhere.
Well, thanks for sharing your job with us, and we look forward to seeing it here.
Right.
We'll continue from California's Disney Adventure on location. Stay with us.
You can feel and look your best. Advanced Laser and Dermatology Medical Center, the most equipped facility in North Orange County, offers the latest advancements in the field of dermatology. Have softer, smoother skin using the Erbium Laser, the latest in laser skin resurfacing, or Power Peel skin treatment.
Canyon Honda, we're Canyon, the right choice.
Liz,
Yes.
in the world of theme parks, where is this one designed to fit in?
This theme park is a unique one within the Disney family of theme parks. It's Disney's California Adventure, and it celebrates the fun and adventures of California, done with that Disney twist. It's a really nice complement to what we offer our guests over at Disneyland, because Disneyland is the home of fantasy and magic and the home of the Disney characters. This park really offers sort of a reality pop, sort of hip and cool taste of California.
Do you envision someone would come across the country to see Disneyland? This would be an extra day tacked on, or how would you see it?
Absolutely. Well, what we've done here is not only have we introduced our new theme park, Disney's California Adventure, but we've also introduced Downtown Disney, which is a really high-energy dining, entertainment, and shopping district. And we really think that our guests who come across the country, and even just from the local areas as well, can enjoy 3 or 4 days here at the resort. Because you can spend a day and a half at Disneyland. Disney's California Adventure is a full day, and then Downtown Disney for nighttime entertainment, dining, and great shopping opportunities as well.
For Orange County, what do you think this is going to mean? There are a lot of Orange County people over here working today.
Right. Well, I think for Orange County, it's like a really exciting place for the locals to come and hang out. We also want to help make it their park, because again, you can celebrate a lot of what the best of California has to offer here. And so we have the park, and then also Downtown Disney will also be great for Orange County. We've got new places like Uribe, which is a Latin dance club, a high energy place. House of Blues is bringing some new cool music to Orange County. The ESPN Zone for the best in sports dining and entertainment, plus some unique shopping opportunities like Hoi Polloi, which has some neat collectibles and gifts, World of Disney store. So there's a lot of different things for people in Orange County to come and do have repeat experiences and try something new every time.
So Disneyland has always been one of the local theme parks. It's now two of the local theme parks.
It's now two of the local theme parks. Well, you know, Walt Disney always said Disneyland would never be completed. It would continue to grow as long as there's imagination left in the world. And we really think with the resort expansion project, it really represents the continuation of Walt's dream with the new theme park and Downtown Disney.
In the moments we have, is there another land on the way at some point, do you think?
Land for Disney's California Adventure.
Well, another theme park.
Another theme park? Well, you know, we're always looking at expanding and exploring new things. There's nothing currently that is in conceptual development or anything right now, but we're always looking at ways to grow and expand the fun here in Orange County.
I think Disney's Arizona Adventure is still open, if you might want to look at that one.
All right, we'll get right on that. I'll call the Imagineers and we'll start working on it.
Thanks for sharing with us.
Oh, thank you for having us. We're excited to have you here.
There is much more to this new Orange County theme park than we've seen. We'll try to drop it in a few more spots when Crime Story continues on location.
It's where a one-of-a-kind vehicle, the Lexus RX 300, meets a one...
From test flights at Edwards Air Force Base to the ruggedness of Yosemite, this new theme park tries to sample all that is California.
The new park is actually divided into 3 themed lands. Golden State is a tribute to California's heritage and natural wonders. Grizzly River Run is a ride down the rapids in country from the state's gold rush days. Getting by a gauntlet of geysers means getting wet. Imagineers are especially proud of the spin they figured out how to put on the rafts. The first time that's been done, they say. And when they couldn't move the existing monorail, they just built a Golden Gate around it. The tribute to aviation in California is called Condor Flats. The second theme land is Paradise Pier, recreating the old boardwalk-style amusement parks that used to dot California's coastal communities. We've seen what California Screamin' can do to people who come here for California Dreamin'. In another Disney play on California words, you find the Maliboomer, a ride that takes you from sitting still to 180 feet in the air in 2 seconds flat. Far and away the fastest way to get to the top of the Ferris wheel. And the third theme land is the Hollywood Pictures back lot, California's movie-making industry, complete with maps to the stars' home.
These are the best maps in the world. Only maps you need. They're a good deal. Only $39.99 plus tax, shipping, and handling. No COD, cash or credit, buy one, get one free. Limited time offer because you're a superstar.
Kermit the Frog has finally found a place where it's easy being green, in 3D. The chance to see how bread is made is a favorite of Disney chairman Michael Eisner, as is the operating tortilla factory on site. Disney calls this the most significant thing it's done here since Walt set it all in motion 45 years ago. It's all still held together by the simple fact that in this place, it's nothing unusual to see a dragon walking down the street.
Now that we've had a chance to tour this recreation of California, let's talk it over with the president of this park.
Well, we are thrilled that today we have premiered the new Disney's California Adventure and our new expanded Disneyland Resort, and we love it, and so do our guests.
What did you set out to do here?
Well, what we're setting out to do, and we hope that our guests will enjoy it as much as we think they will, is to really create a multi-day vacation resort in which the guests now can come for an extended vacation and have 2 parks, Disneyland, and right next door to it, Disney's California Adventure. Downtown Disney nestled right between them to have that nighttime and afternoon entertainment, as well as our exquisite new hotel, Disney's Grand Californian. And that in the combination with our other 2 hotels, we truly have a total resort destination here.
You're in essence citizens of Orange County. What is this going to mean to Orange County, its economy, its people?
Well, we are very pleased with the partnership that we have experienced over 45 years here in Orange County, and certainly see this as an opportunity to continue to build upon that and bringing tourism and convention business with the expansion of our convention center here in Anaheim to this area. And that will mean certainly more hotel rooms, more tourism, and certainly a vibrancy with more jobs in our Orange County.
Was this hard to pull off? More hard than you thought?
I think that this is the most extraordinary experience of my entire life, and it just speaks to the collaboration of the incredibly talented people at the Walt Disney Company, the City of Anaheim, Orange County, the State of California. So when you add that all up, it certainly has been an extraordinary effort, and there have been days when it was tough, but boy, today you look at this and say, wow, it's all been worth it.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And so, as of this week, Disney's California Adventure is here, and it'll be part of Orange County's adventure for years to come. For Prime Story on location, I'm Roger Cooper.
Service of Adelphia Communications.